If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I want to cover this really neat substance again that I've talked about many times because science is so cool, right? Cool. Called graphene. I've covered it multiple times. You probably have seen it. And also, I've talked about things like the black goo, which you've seen over and over in movies, music videos, etc. I want to talk about the magnetic compound, this magnetic coating that has also been found in other things, such as your medicine. That's right, which I'll show you in a second. You'll be able to see for yourself because somebody did a video and posted it, and you could see it clear as day, and you could see the magnets. So I'll show you that in a second. I just want to run two things by you. Number one, this was the channel Fire Rises. I've just renamed it to a Call for an Uprising because that's me, Call for an Uprising. And a lot of people aren't able to find the new channel who are searching like they normally do because Fire Rises won't show up. People don't even know that that's the name that I'm using. I'm just going to take my chances and continue to make new channels, but at least they'll be able to find me in the search or people who are looking for me, or maybe I'll pop up in their head and they'll go, hey, whatever happened to that guy? So this is the Call for an Uprising channel. This is the secondary channel. Again, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I also want to make sure you know that my channels are only the ones that are postable. A lot of people have been saying things to me. There's other channels posting my content. I don't mind other channels posting my content, even if they want to monetize it. But I do mind other channels pretending to be me and using the name of Call for an Uprising because it's annoying. But that's kind of something I have to deal with because of the fact that I'm anonymous. Not the group anonymous, but I am anonymous. So I'm just kind of a logo and a voice. So people do take my videos, post it, and then say they're a Call for an Uprising. So people think that they're my new channels, and they're not. The only ones that are mine are the ones listed below. So if you're subbed to another one, you might as well unsub it because they're just reposting my stuff and ripping it off. And also, if you see people pretending to be me in live chats and things like that, because people troll and pretend to be me, just know that it's not. It doesn't even matter. I don't even care if they are. To be really honest, it's so stupid if anyone even cares. There's too much going on to even care about drama and things like that. But just wanted to make you aware of it. And I also want to make you aware, I have a video that went up about the old graph as well on the website today that you need to see. Talking about, well, documentation, because some of you have been like, well, how is this, is this documented? I've talked many times about it being documented, that it's in a certain something. And they recently released in Argentina documentation showing that it's in a certain one as well. And then they came out and said it was a typo in the government documents. So that's up on the website as well, showing you how scientists found a certain substance inside of a certain thing as well. So I can't say any more than that. That's on the website at callforanuprising.com. I hope to see everybody over there. It's well worth it, so check it out. Now, we know, and I've talked about how we're seeing it pop up in more things, right? I've shown you how, there's obviously graph and nanoparticles in the chemtrailing, right? I've shown that. I've talked about that because, we've even seen videos of people showing this on their cars, and people thinking it was pollen and things like that. We've seen people post and show and claim that their meat was becoming magnetized. A lot of people have tried to debunk it and say, oh, it's wet. Well, you could try these things for yourself. Doesn't mean that every single piece might have it or be able to show it. But another thing is also medicine, pills. Take a look at this video of the magnetic coating on these pills and watch as it goes into warm water, dissolves, and then the magnetism is shown as well. So take a look.
I think that's fairly definitive. So what we want to know now, is it the medicine inside? Is it the capsule? What's creating the magnetism? Let's drop this up. Oh, off we go. Everywhere. Sorry about that. Clumsy hands. Okay. And what we're going to do is pop this capsule into some hot water, and we're going to leave it for 5 minutes to dissolve. You can see it in there right now. And we'll let that do its business. Nothing on the powder. Nothing on that bit. Let's have a look and see how our frame gets on in 5 minutes with the black coating on there. We'll cut and we'll come back. Fluoxysilin. After 5 minutes with the ingredients dissolved, let's see how our friend graphene oxide is coming along. That's time to apply the magnet. Oh. Look at that. Leading it away there with the magnet, good old graphene oxide. Let's see how we can manipulate it. Imagine you had a 5G electromagnetic pulse, which you could manipulate this with, for sake. I wonder if it's possible. Well, I can certainly manipulate it with this. And you can see, once I remove it, it will fall to pieces. And as we know with graphene oxide, it will indeed reform. And there we go. Just a bit of hot water from a kettle, a magnet. So that's actually the sheathing of that drug, which appears to contain the magnetic material. Check all of your medicines, people. This graphene oxide is everywhere.
So these are things that, you know, people, they'll see it and they still don't wake up to it. And number two is they go, well, you're not proving that it's in the, you know, the so-and-so. Well, go check out the video on my website if you want more documentation. I mean, there's tons over there. And there's tons all over the internet of people who have posted it, who have put this stuff under microscopes, and you could see this certain substance that comes up black, right? And, you know, the governments have been trying to use graphene for a long time and experiment with graphene. And even clips like this are just very interesting if you want to help wake people up and show them what's going on.
In front of the landmark headquarters of Britain's Secret Service.
They had a brilliant new find called a sentient fluid, or a black goo, because it was black and it was goo.
Okay.
And it responded to electrical stimuli.
So black goo is it's an intelligence?
It's a sentient fluid. They wanted to develop it as a weapon, and they dumped it in the sewers.
Is it in me?
It's in you, and it's in everybody.
So it's coming out of here right now.
It's in a water supply.
It's in our taps. It's in our...
It's in the air. If we do not sort out our problem, it will. And that means complete deletion of everything on the planet, reset to zero, the Earth will start again.
Systems.
Goo is the biggest single story that people want to know about.
So constantly when it comes to this compound, we're finding it pop up places. We're finding TED Talks deflecting on it, right? We're finding all these mainstream outlets deflecting on it, talking about how wonderful it is. And this, of course, all goes back to the Matrix. It goes back to, well, it doesn't go back to the Matrix, but I used the clip from the Matrix with the battery, turning humans into batteries, and people are like, I don't even understand what that means. Well, I understand it's hard to comprehend, but that's what they're doing, okay? And the metaverse has to do with it. Connecting to the technology has to do with it. The towers that are out there have to do with it. So it's important to note that, but it's also important that there's other methods being used to get and use this wonderful, they call it the miracle, what was the term for it? Oh, I forget what they're calling it. I guess the miracle compound, or, you know, it was going to be, it's the thing of the future. It's going to be to do so many things. You'll be able to take water, ocean water, sea salt, seawater, and purify it so it's drinking water, all this stuff. They talk about how wonderful it is and all the things they can do with it. Well, now they've been experimenting, as you even heard in that clip. They've started for quite some time with ways that they can use this thing, this compound, and they're putting it in a lot of things. So I can't specifically say what, but I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. And again, that's on the website for you to see. But you're even seeing this magical miracle compound showing up in foods and drinks and stuff like that. I had a video up, I believe it's on my other channel, you could see below, where they were finding it in, you know, Pellegrino and things like that, where, you know, pouring in a glass, they're diluting it, and then they're putting, you know, they're putting magnets up and they're seeing a black substance move around in it. Coca-Cola is another one that recently had stories came out about that, pulled from the shelves because they were finding soft metals inside of it. And people were like, oh, maybe it's just because of the aluminum can. No, it's because they're putting it in. So that's linked below if you haven't seen that video, which is just pretty unbelievable. But this is another video that's pretty unbelievable, showing you how they're doing this, right? Or what they're doing and how it's involved in everything. They're putting it in everything. I've covered it even with the toast, right? Remember Rice University with the owl? Of course, they use the owl. Having it in toast. I mean, it's such an utter joke that people don't see this, but they don't want to see it because they don't want to believe it. They only want to see what they're told and listen to what they're told, right? And that's why the silent war has always been the number one weapon of the elites. Things that you can't see right in front of your face, or things that don't happen instantly, right? That's why with certain potion, if something doesn't happen instantly and happens 6 months or a year down the line, they'll go, well, there's nothing to do with it. You know, these things just happen. That's what the idiots on the far left, or anyone who's into the potion says. And then, of course, when it comes to things with graphene, they'll tell you that it can make people bulletproof, and they tell you that it's going to go inside of, people are going to have it, or it could eventually be in people and it could cure diseases and track all these things inside of you, like the videos I've uploaded recently, even with nano, showing you, oh, well, nano could be in you. You could live an extra 200 years, right? And then they don't correlate the two. If you want to just call it nano, we'll call it nano. And they still go, oh, yeah, that's not going to ever happen. Well, how do you think they're going to get it in and, start doing it to people or getting people to sign up for it unless they experiment on people? So that's as far as I can go discussing this. Again, if this video gets a strike, it'll be available on the website as well. New content up over there. I definitely recommend you check it out now. I want to thank everyone, all the patrons, and all of you who have come from the other channels and subbed here, which the channel formerly known as The Fire Rises, as Prince once said, the artist formerly known as Prince, well, the artist formerly known as The Fire Rises. This is a call for an uprising. I don't need to hide my name or hide my my channel name, I should say. They're going to find me. They're going to mess with me over and over, and it's on you guys to subscribe and find my new channels. And when I ask this, to sub, I hope you would, at the very least, do that if you can't join the website, so I can continue to make content and continue to help people out here on YouTube. But if people don't follow the other channels, then there's really no point in me being on here. So I'm going to be uploading more and more to the website. I definitely recommend you get over there. I thank you guys again for your support and for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families.